the streets to the screen, from the headlines to the beat. This is Daily Buzz. Turn it up. Yeah.
Welcome to Daily Buzz News. Our lead story today.
Cat Matlala's new underground prison cell at Ebongweni Supermax prison. Here is what they are not telling you. Goodbye, Matlala, as Lieutenant-General Mkhwanazi presses 25 charges against him. In the early hours of December 21st, 2025, a convoy of unmarked vehicles makes its way through the darkness towards one of South Africa's most secretive and heavily guarded locations. Inside one of these vehicles sits a man whose name is Vusumuzi Matlala, a figure who has become synonymous with power corruption and the intricate web of organized crime that allegedly permeates the highest levels of South African law enforcement and governance. He is being transported to a place from which escape is considered impossible. This is Ebongweni Supermaximum Correctional Center, a fortress so secure that not a single inmate has ever successfully escaped its confines since it opened its doors in 2002. The official narrative surrounding Matlala's transfer is simple. He is a high-risk inmate, and a move to the country's only Supermax prison was necessary. But what they are not telling you is the full intricate story of a battle for the soul of the nation's law enforcement, a battle that has seen a witness murdered and a police commissioner forced to act like a spy in his own facilities. The very heart of this story lies deep beneath the surface of the earth in the notorious underground cells of Ebongweni, a place where isolation is absolute and the rules of the outside world cease to apply. To understand the significance of this transfer, one must understand what Ebongweni actually is.
This is the worst prison I've ever been in, whether it's in Nigeria or in Angola or anywhere. This is the worst kind of place you can keep anyone.
Food is delivered through a small slot in the door. Human contact is virtually non-existent. Then there is the dog section. Ebongweni Supermaximum Correctional Center has a dedicated security arrangement involving the Kokstad Police Dog Unit. According to the Department of Correctional Services, if security were to be breached at the facility, the Kokstad Police Dog Unit is available at a moment's notice to respond. This K9 unit serves as an additional layer of security beyond the prison's already formidable electronic and physical security systems. The dog unit operates as part of the external security response mechanism. Rather than being housed permanently within the prison itself, the Kokstad police dog handlers maintain rapid response capability to deploy their trained canines if there is any attempt to escape or breach the prison's perimeter. This means the dogs are strategically positioned nearby in Kokstad, ready for immediate deployment to track escapees or detect breaches in the prison's security infrastructure.
Lucy is an extremely dangerous man and also a very important man for those who are involved with organized crime, especially for those in government who are involved and senior police officials. He is a strong arm for those, and he will commit the dirty works. And he is operating, funding, and in cahoots with Boko Haram, and I would say those in the taxi industry as well, the hitmen and the gangsters there.
It might seem like he's a one-man show, but if we don't fix the problems of the corruption in the police, in the top ranks, another person is just going to fill his place. I'm sure he's not a one-man show. He might have all the profit at the moment and be the face of it, but I'm sure the next person is standing in the flanks.
Mr. Matlala, you had quite a history with the police and with crime and some years now, is that correct?
Can you please repeat that?
But you've had quite a history with the police and criminal activities for some time now, is that correct?
With criminal activities?
Yes.
How?
Well, in 2000, you were arrested for possession of suspected stolen property. The matter was withdrawn, you'll recall.
In 2000?
Yes.
That's a long time, yes, but I will say yes here.
Yes. Also in 2000 in Silverton, you were arrested for theft out of a motor vehicle. That too was withdrawn. You recall?
I don't recall, but I take it.
Okay. Also in 2000, you were again theft of a motor vehicle in Brooklyn. That too was withdrawn. You recall?
Yes.
Then in 2001 in Cineville, you were arrested for burglary at a residential premises. In fact, you were convicted of that. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what kind of sentence did you get?
4 years.
You served it.
Yes.
2006, cash in transit, you were acquitted.
Yes.
2011, theft of a motor vehicle was withdrawn.
Yes.
2012, house robbery, possession of suspected stolen goods, withdrawn.
Yes.
2012, Brooklyn, common assault, withdrawn.
Yes.
2012 in Mamelodi, possession of housebreaking equipment, withdrawn.
Yes.
2013 in Alberton, house robbery, withdrawn.
Yes.
2015, Silverton, carjacking and possession of suspected stolen goods, withdrawn.
Yes.
2016, possession of a firearm without a license, impersonation of a police officer, resisting and obstructing or assaulting a police officer, withdrawn.
Yes.
2018, attempted murder, withdrawn.
Yes.
That's quite a checkered history. Most people don't rack up that kind of history with the police. Would you agree? Would you agree?
Agree what?
Most people don't rack up this kind of history with the police.
I don't know that.
You don't know that. And how is it, Mr. Matlala, that you lived such a charmed life? Out of that entire list of activities, you were only convicted once. How did you manage that? Or were the rest all just nonsense charges?
Nonsense.
Yes, were they just nonsense charges?
No.
How is it that you were, everything was withdrawn or you were acquitted?
Was I supposed to be convicted?
Well, if you were guilty, yes.
Yes, if I was guilty.
Yes.
Yes.
So you're saying you weren't?
That's why they were withdrawn.
All of those?
Yes.
I see.
We cannot rule out the possibility that at a later stage we will then go back and investigate why do we have more than 13 cases withdrawn against Cat Matlala. We will go back to ask ourselves why was he not found guilty in some of these cases. I mean, you're talking about a 2006 cash in transit heist that he was found not guilty on.
This pattern of judicial protection, spanning more than 20 years, paints a picture of a man who was, for all intents and purposes, untouchable. This protection, many now believe, was not a coincidence, but a symptom of a far greater sickness afflicting the state. The story of Cat Matlala cannot be told without understanding the landscape of corruption that allegedly surrounds him. According to Lieutenant-General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Police Commissioner, who delivered a briefing on July 6th, police officials, prosecutors, politicians serving in Parliament, and even members of the judiciary have been captured by a massive drug cartel known as the Big Five, as well as underworld businessmen from eThekwini. Matlala's criminal history appears to be a textbook example of this alleged capture. Over the course of more than 20 years, he has been arrested multiple times on serious charges. Yet mysteriously, most of these charges are withdrawn before trial, while he is controversially acquitted on others. The single conviction that stuck is for possession of stolen goods, a relatively minor offense compared to the gravity of the allegations that surround him. This pattern of legal protection, whether through withdrawn charges or questionable acquittals, paints a picture of a man who has friends in extraordinarily high places. The charges that Matlala currently faces are anything but minor. Alongside his co-accused, Muzana, Cleo, Floyd, Mabuso, Zandile, Thabiso, Zama, and his wife Thandi Matlala, he stands accused of 25 separate offenses. 11 of these charges relate to attempted murder stemming from 3 distinct shooting incidents that occurred between August 2022 and January 2024.
Case, you might arrest a person. Although in this case, you are labeling them as part of Big Five, and the Big Five is involved in this drug syndicate. We might not arrest them for the drug specific, but the bigger investigation that talks about drugs is there, but the charges that we are putting against them are something else. It's a strategy we employ in the police to keep people behind bars. until we're ready with a bigger case and we throw it in. A typical example is the same strategy we employed in KZN when we were dealing with the AKA case. And we arrested a whole lot of them for other cases, just to keep them in custody until we were ready with the main case when it was matured and we could identify all of them. And then we started charging all of them for the murder of our celebrities. Otherwise, they were already in custody. So similar strategy we are doing on these ones. We are taking them for other cases. We are adding any other case because they've got many cases.
When we find objects like cell phones, and in cases that are high risk like this one, we hand the object over to the South African Police Service. So that is what we have done immediately on the same day.
Mr. Matlala, how does the cell phone goes, your cell phone, you see this one. Yesterday I left with this honorable member to a meeting. And when we were on a podium, I left to a bathroom. And I left my phone. When I came back, she food and goes to a prisoner inside here. And when you come in here, you find it in a cell. When I came back, she said, I was extremely shocked that you left your phone because you go everywhere. The cell, for you to find it in the cell. NAC, you found it with NAC. You're given by NAC.
No, it's not the same cell phone.
Or it's a different cell phone?
Yes.
So it's not your cell phone?
No.
Or NAC gave you a cell phone that you can use while you are inside?
Yes, I found him inside prison. He was using the cell phone.
You didn't go with your cell phone?
No.
So when they found the cell phone, why are they saying it's your cell phone when it... but they're not sent to CIMEX. What could be the actual reason why you are sent to a CIMEX? Because cell phone, I don't believe it's a real reason.
Because what happened is, if I can take you through the whole process, there's someone who came to me with that cell phone. Because, you know, in prison, a cell phone is like a public phone. You'll find 3 people using the same cell phone. Someone said, hey, check, they're talking about you in the media. It was that day when Mr. Mkhwanazi was doing that press briefing. So when I heard that cell phone, that boy left. And immediately the members of the task force of EST, they came to my cell. And then the same day, those guys from intelligence and PKTT, they came to prison. So I asked myself a question that if this thing was found in prison, how did these guys knew that I was found with a cell phone? So I thought maybe it was something which has been organized for me to be found with a cell phone.
The Madlanga Commission has been investigating allegations of corruption within South Africa's law enforcement and judicial systems. One of the key witnesses in this investigation is a man named Marius van der Merwe, who testified as Witness D. Van der Merwe was aligned with Lieutenant-General Mkhwanazi's side in the investigation. He provided testimony supporting the allegation that police bosses, including members of the Metro Police, are corrupt and working with members of the underworld. Van der Merwe's testimony was damaging. It provided evidence of the very capture that Lieutenant-General Mkhwanazi has been alleging. But nearly 2 weeks after his testimony, Marius van der Merwe was shot dead in front of his family members, including his 2 young sons. The death of Marius van der Merwe sent a chilling message. Those who speak out against the Big Five cartel or implicate certain senior police officials, those who provide evidence of corruption, those who threaten the interests of the captured elements within law enforcement and the judiciary, face mortal danger. As Matlala's trial date approaches, as he prepares to appear before the High Court on January 29, 2026, the question of witness protection becomes paramount. If witnesses and whistleblowers can be eliminated, then the entire case against Matlala could collapse. The evidence could be lost. The truth could be buried. One way of protecting witnesses and whistleblowers, one way of ensuring that they do not meet the same fate that befell Marius van der Merwe, is to ensure that Matlala has absolutely no way to interact with the outside world. By transferring Matlala to Ebongweni, where he is held in complete isolation, where he cannot communicate with anyone, where he cannot coordinate with anyone, the security cluster bosses have effectively neutralized his ability to threaten witnesses. He cannot order hits. He cannot intimidate. he cannot silence. He is locked away in a cell completely cut off from the world. The significance of Matlala's transfer cannot be overstated when one considers the broader context of corruption allegations in South Africa. Thanks for watching.